Om Shanti. So, when I was reading the Murli today, I was repeatedly, this one thing that somebody told me yesterday was coming to my mind. And so there is this one Baba's child, and she told me that Baba always says, remember me. Yes, Baba says, remember me. But Baba's child said that I think it is more important to remember myself than to remember Baba. And I said, what do you mean by remembering yourself? Then she said that it is important that I always remember that I am knowledgeful, loveful, peaceful, pure, blissful, powerful, just like Baba said. So I am not saying that Baba is not important. Of course, Baba gave me the knowledge of who I am. So yes, Baba, I thank Baba for that. But I think remembering Baba and remembering myself, between that, I think remembering myself is more important. And then I said, okay, so it's interesting and good that you have shared this, because here we have to understand why Baba says, remember Baba. So, Baba always says, don't mix your Manmat with Shrimat. So, what is Manmat? So, just like that sister said, I think, this is more important. So, the thing is, if you were so thoughtful and if you were so capable of thinking of your own good, then we as a human race wouldn't be here. So we need to do as Baba says and not mix our manmat with it. And today I'll try to go over the Murli in this light, because sometimes children say that, and there are many practices in which they say that, why remember God? Remember the soul. Remember you are, nobody says you are a soul. They just say you have a soul and just remember that. But Baba says, no, you remember me, and remember me and remember yourself as my child. And that is very, very important, because first thing first, when you say that I remember myself and I tell that I am knowledgeful, peaceful, loveful, pure, peaceful, blissful, you don't know what those words mean. Yes, so until and unless you bring the ocean of knowledge in your awareness, you don't know, you have no idea what knowledge is. So how do you create an image of you who is knowledgeful? How do you create an image of you who is loveful? Because you have no idea about what is love, what is knowledge, without having a reference point. And that reference point is Baba. And in today's Murli, Baba mentions very clearly that, so I'll read that out to you. Baba says, you sweet children know that Baba is the ocean of knowledge and the ocean of love. So you children also have to become oceans of love. Husband and wife don't have true love for one another. They consider the vice of lust to be love. However, Baba has said, lust is the greatest enemy. It causes sorrow from its beginning through the middle to the end. Deities were viceless, and this is why they say, I want a child like Krishna, I want a husband like Krishna. they remembered the land of Krishna. The Father is now establishing the land of Krishna. You yourselves can become like Shri Krishna or Mohan. Now, why Baba says this is because, in the Murli, repeatedly for many days, Baba has been saying, you be sweet, you be loveful. And then we have to, when I was studying this subject, logic in my graduation, so in that subject, you study that words have denotations and connotations. So, what they represent and what they mean is very important. So, every word denotes something and connotes something. And what they stand for, the image of the word and the experience of the word is very important. And when we hear these words, knowledge, purity, peace, love, we have a very body conscious denotation and connotation to it, if I put it that way. Because when Baba says, you be loveful and you don't remember Baba, you just try to be loveful, you end up being lustful or you end up being very attached. So that's how our mind functions right now, because we don't have the sanskars of truth emerged in us right now, and we don't have any idea about what purity is or what peace is or what love is. Let's take some other virtues also, like purity. Now, if somebody told you that be pure, then what is purity? So I have seen that people these days confuse purity with two things, with physical beauty and cleanliness. So, if a place is clean, you say it's very pure. If the water is clean, you say it's very pure. And then there is another thing, beauty, physical beauty. And I've seen that if somebody looks good, appears, physically attractive, then sometimes people will say, oh, this person looks like a deity. But then, is being a deity or being pure about external looks? That's something very, that's not what purity means. So purity means, in thought, word, and action, when you're soul conscious, that's purity. When you are, that's give and take between thought, word, and action. So you do karma all day through thought, word, and action. And if while doing every karma, you are not attached, you are like the lotus flower, completely detached and loving, that's purity. But do you have any idea about what purity is if you don't remember Baba? So, so we have no idea about what peace is and what love is or what purity is. So let's take the example of peace. So most people think that peace means staying shut up. So that's peace. So you will tell your child to shut up and allow you some peace. But peace doesn't come by you being shut up or somebody else being shut up. So peace is the quality of the soul. And if you have noted it in the Murli, Baba says, Shanti swadharam hai. जब आत्मा स्वधर्म में है तो शांत है. So when the soul knows who he is, that's peace. So the soul knowing who they are is a peaceful state. And you see that Dadi Janki ji was, was always into the seva of speech. So all day, Dadi used to keep sharing gyan through the mouth. And yet, Dadi, when there was an experiment done on Dadi's state of mind, and it was discovered that Dadi is always in the delta stage. And delta stage is the stage of complete rest, complete peace, when the brain is completely silent. So that stage, that deep sleep stage, Dadi used to always have that stage while eating, working, talking, walking, doing every activity. So peace has got nothing to do with action. So when you're acting, it's not like if you are not talking, if you're just sitting, you're very peaceful. No. Peace has got nothing to do with that. You can be active all day, in seva all day, and still you can be very, very peaceful if you are in your swadharam, if you know that you are imperishable, if you know that you have the recording of 84 births in you. And just think about this one point that Baba gives us, that every soul has this whole recording of 84 births in itself. And if I always remember this, I will never worry, I will never be in fear, I will never hasten up. I will always know that I know what needs to be done because it's there, pre-recorded in me. So I just have to do it. I don't have to worry or be afraid that I won't be able to do it, because whatever I'm destined to do is already pre-recorded in me. Does the CD worry about playing songs? No. The CD knows the songs are recorded in it. So Baba says that that's how easy life is. And if you are in your swadharam, if you are really in the realization of your true nature, of your imperishable nature, your powerful nature, then you will always be in peace. So Baba says that I am the ocean of knowledge, I am the ocean of purity, I am the ocean of peace, I am the ocean of love, and I am the ocean of power. So without having this reference point, we can never understand what these words mean. And if we don't understand what they mean, how can we come back to being the embodiment of that? So Baba says, in order to realize yourself, you first need to realize me. And that's why Baba comes, Baba talks, Baba reveals himself through the Murli. And Baba doesn't hide any part of himself. He reveals himself totally and fully to us in all his dimensions, so that we can have a reference point of what our original nature is like and what our original capacities and capabilities are like. And today Baba says that these days husband and wife don't love each other, because love has started to mean lust in that relationship, and then there is other relationships in which love has started to mean attachment. Yes, and it is very interesting, so people say that when you come to Brahma Kumaris, then husband and wife relationship doesn't stay intact. Yes, so many people say that, husband and wife relationships take a setback when you come to Brahma Kumaris. And yes, they are supposed to take a setback, because if a husband and wife relationship is founded on lust and you remove that foundation and there is no love, then obviously that relationship is going to collapse. So it is not because of Baba's teaching, but because the wrong foundation on which our relationship is based, that's why it's collapsing. And what is based on lust will never have a long life for sure, because lust is not imperishable, lust is not eternal, lust is a vice, right? And then lust and commitment don't go together. So obviously, a relationship based on lust is doomed anyway, so it will get doomed. So Baba says, nowadays, when you understand that love is very different, and where there is love, the relationship doesn't change at all. And with your understanding of true love, every relationship grows. Yes, because Baba, the foundation of relationships is love. And where there is love, relationship will definitely grow. But if the relationship is founded on a wrong foundation, then it was meant to collapse, and it does. So Baba says, you need to understand what love is by having the reference point as Baba, who is the ocean of love. And what is love? Yes, so when we say lust, what is lust? So lust is a relationship based on the give and take of sensual pleasure. Yes. Then what is attachment? Attachment is a relationship based on the give and take of emotional support or financial support or whatever, So physical support. Maybe you are depending on somebody to feed you or clothe you or take care of your physical needs, or maybe emotional support or financial support. And then the ability or the inability of the other person to provide you with your need will determine your love for them. If your relationship is based on the expectation of sensual pleasure or emotional or physical or financial support, then obviously the degree of your love will depend on the degree of their capacity to provide you with that need that you are filling from them. And in that case, love will be blocked more often than expressed, because you will have more reasons to not love them than reason enough to love them. And this is why this loving and the blocking of love, they keep going on all day, because they are a source, and as long as they are supplying you with that thing, your love is intact. And as soon as they are incapable, which they will be, because no soul is filled enough right now to give you eternal supply of what you need, whether it is physical support, financial support, or emotional support, or sensual pleasure. Nobody can give that to you eternally. And whenever that source refuses or is incapable of giving you what you are seeking, then that love gets blocked. And that is why there is a lot of talk about love in the world today, but no love. Because love is not, we don't understand love, we are not capable of love. So the way we have approached love is very wrong. And then Baba says, what is love? So love is that free flow of uplifting energy from one soul to the another, based on the realization, I am love and everyone is love worthy. So this is love. What is love? So Baba knows he's the ocean of love, and Baba knows there is no one in the world who doesn't deserve love. So, everybody deserves love, every soul deserves love, and I am the ocean of love. So there is always this free flow of spiritual energy from one to the other, and this energy is an uplifting energy. It's not an energy it's not crippling energy. So, mostly when we say, I love you and until I say stop. So that's how it is approached in the world. But Baba says, no, love is a very uplifting energy. And in the Murli, Baba says, when you love somebody, you teach them how to be soul conscious. You teach them how to remember Baba. That's love, because you don't want them to depend on you. You have this compassion, you have this, what do you say, this interest in their well-being, that you take out your time and energy and you devote your money to this whole work that's bringing the soul closer to realizing their own qualities and realizing how much like God they are. So Baba says that is love. Love is an expression of uplifting energy for the other. And Baba says that this is the way we need to approach love, and for that we need to understand Baba's love, because Baba is the ocean of love. And we don't refer to Baba, we don't understand love. And when we don't understand love and we read the Murli, Baba says, be sweet, be loveful, we start being lustful and attached. So that's why remember Baba, and only by remembering Baba you can become yourself. So don't go into that illusion that that sister has, that it's not important to remember gods, it's important to remember yourself, because you don't know who you are without God. You don't have a reference point to who you are. So that's important. And then Baba in the Murli says today, you are now becoming completely viceless and also becoming the masters of the world through the power of yoga. Your behavior should be very sweet and royal. You mustn't debate or argue over scriptures. When people debate the scriptures, they even beat one another with sticks. Yes. Those poor people can't be blamed. They don't have this knowledge at all. This is spiritual knowledge which you receive from the spiritual Father. He is the ocean of knowledge. He doesn't have a bodily name because he is a subtle image. Now what Baba means here is, people think that there is something called the truth, which is outside, and you have to defend that truth by screaming, shouting, fighting over it, arguing over it, and establishing it by force. And I will give you an example of this. So some years back, I had been to Haridwar, and we were going through the market in Haridwar, and there was a shop, and I stopped to see some things there. And then that person started asking me, what do you do? And I told them, we teach meditation, and we teach that you are a soul and you're God's child. And then that person said, I'm very happy to meet you because you protect religion. So I told him, I don't think we need to protect religion. Religion protects us. And religion is, just like Baba says, the religion of the soul is purity and peace. So Baba says, people think that truth is outside and you have to lose your peace, lose your purity, engage in the most chaotic of acts, and then protect religion, which is something outside. But Baba says, religion is in who you are. So When you, the soul, are peaceful and loveful, that's when religion is upheld. So Baba says this is spiritual knowledge, that the religion of the soul is peace and purity and love. And Baba says you don't have to establish any truth by debating and arguing, because the truth is peace. And how can you be peaceless and argue and establish the truth? So it's very interesting, because Baba says when you lose your royalty, there is no point in arguing over truth. So truth is your royalty, truth is your peace, truth is your purity. And when you hold that truth in your mind, speech, and behavior, then you are creating a world of truth. There is no need to argue and establish anything at all. So, and Baba says, share the truth. Yes, and share the truth in a state of purity, in a state of peace, in a state of love. And if you see that whole sharing changing into an argument or debate, you don't have to participate in that energy. That's not the energy of truth. So Baba says, I am teaching you spirituality, and this is spiritual knowledge. And in spiritual knowledge, there is no argument. The truth is the truth. And if someone accepts it, okay. Doesn't accept it, they will accept it tomorrow. They don't accept it, they'll accept it day after tomorrow. But if you look at eternity, truth has a way of revealing itself. So we don't have to break our bones over, arguing and establishing the truth. But Srimad says you share the truth. So we share the truth in our true state, in our state of love, peace, and purity. So that's what Baba says today in the Murli. And then Baba says today that Baba uses this word royal. So Baba says you be sweet and you are royal. And this word royal is very slippery. You can't catch hold of it. So what is royal? So basically, when the royalty is always adorned, with everything they have, and wherever they move, the whole shadow of what they have and who they are follows them. So Baba says, your whole treasure is your virtues and your powers and your purity. And wherever you are, be a full embodiment of that. That's royalty, I think. And never have anything which is spiritual missing from your demeanor. That's royalty. And when you're royal, you will be sweet, and when you're sweet, you will be royal. So again, sweetness is also a final product of all virtues and all powers. And then Baba today says that you children have to become very sweet, never speak in anger. So even if you have anger, don't speak in anger at least. Because when you speak in anger, you do nothing but intensify your karmic account. So if you have anger, go and dissolve that anger in Baba's love. And at least don't speak in anger. And you must know that the only reason for your anger is your sanskar. So don't try to blame anybody for your anger. So whenever there is anger, there is blame. So don't blame anybody for your anger. know that anger is only because of your sanskar. Dissolve your anger in the love of Baba. And then Baba says, never sulk with the father. And now children would think, do we sulk with the father? Do we get, do we really get, what is sulking? So in Hindi we call it rootna. So, you say, okay, Baba, I'm mad at you, or I'm angry with you. And then what do? When you're mad at Baba, you don't read the Murli, or you don't do the Amrit Vela. And then who suffers a loss? Baba or you? So Baba says, don't sulk with me. It doesn't help you. Okay, so Baba says that don't sulk with me. If you stop studying after sulking, it means you are putting an axe to your own foot. Yes, you are beating your foot with an axe. You have come here to become the masters of the world. And Baba says, don't let anything come in the way of you and your kingship. So you've come here to become the master of the world, and don't let these small mood swings come in between that. And then in the blessing, Baba says something very, very interesting. Baba says, have birth control of problems. So, so Baba says that problems give birth to more problems. So you just finish the problem as it starts so that it doesn't become the seed for many problems. Okay? And here we want to understand what is a problem anyway. So today you note this down, and it's very important. A problem is the creation of a powerless stage. A problem is the creation of a weak mind. So basically, everything is just a situation, but the situation is good or bad according to whether you are powerful enough or you're weak inside. And whenever you are in a situation which looks like a problem because you are in your weak state of mind, you call into your powers, you call into Baba's help. And when you remember Baba, you remember that just like Baba is the ocean of powers, Baba has infinite power to tolerate, face, discern, decide, pack up, withdraw. I am also an embodiment of powers. So again, you remember your reference point, you know who you are. And when you come back to knowing who you are, then you stop saying this is a problem. You stop believing it is a problem. And then the problem is not able to give rise to other problems. So let's think about one situation. So, I was in this room in Madhuban where I was sharing the room with a sister who used to snore. So, at night when around 2 o'clock or something, I started realizing that she's snoring really loudly. And then the first day, what I did is I started thinking this is a very big problem and I cannot stay in a room where somebody snores so loudly. So what did I do? I blew up the problem in my mind, and until 4 o'clock I was so tired that I missed my Amrit Vela. And when I missed my Amrit Vela, I was so tired and in lack of energy that I couldn't do anything right all day. And then the next day, when that same scene came up, I braced myself up and I told, it's okay, it's just a sound. It's just a sound. And I am a soul. I am the master of my senses. A sound doesn't matter. And I slept really well, and I didn't give rise to more problems by missing my Amrit Vela and disrupting my whole day or pattern, or not following Shrimat. So whenever there is a situation, remember Baba, emerge your powers, and know that you are just like Baba is the Almighty. You are the child of the Almighty, and there is nothing that you cannot cross with your spiritual powers. And then one problem will not lead to the other. Okay? And it will not become a chapter of accidents. So we used to read this story about a chapter of accidents where one accident leads to the other. So don't go into that and nip it in the bud. That's what Baba says today. And then in the slogan, Baba says, do not make effort to be loving, but make effort to be detached, and you will automatically be loved or loving. Okay, so Baba says that don't make effort to be loving, because when you make effort to be loving, you end up being lustful and attached. So what do you make effort for? You make effort to be detached. And when you are detached means come to the awareness, I am a soul, I belong to Baba. And when you practice this, then you draw in the qualities of Baba into you. And when you do that, you become loving and lovable. So Baba says, don't make an effort to be loving, make an effort to be detached. And detached means attached to Baba, because basically every soul is designed to be attached to Baba. But because we are attached to people and places and objects here, we have lost that connection. So whenever you make an effort to be detached, you're automatically attached there. Just like if there's no gravity, you'll fly. Yes, so the gravity is the vices. So those vices are pulling us down. And when we are viceless, there's a natural connection of the soul and Baba. So it's not like we have to make an effort to even be attached to Baba. We just have to make an effort to be detached from here, so that we connect with Baba. And when we connect with Baba, we become like him. And when we become like him, that stage is a loveful stage, and loveful stage draws love. So you will be loving and lovable both. So this is Baba's Murli today. Om Shanti.